Don't bite the content bait. These dudes are thirsty for content. YouTube and change the algorithm. So cats are desperately reaching to find a rhythm, to regain their surface or to get their traction back. And, they'll tell a lie in a minute. Once the pages become monetized, they have incentive to lie, incentive to drag out a lie and keep it going. And it all becomes a big manipulation game. Again, we are becoming what we disliked and complained about within our community, the black community, for so long. And that's false propaganda on our own people. Now we're doing it to ourselves. And there's so much manipulation going on, you can see it. Podcasters seem to think they're in a different space or view different or hold a different, less toxicity to the community. I mean, the community of hip hop or the black community as a whole, both. Podcasters have become so entrenched and so focused on monetary gain that the truth has become irrelevant. They don't care about that. It's secondary. You know what I'm saying? It's a capitalistic mindset. It's toxic. It's self-serving. And that is basically the mindset of a rapper. Yeah, the same thing. One is just sitting down in front of a camera. The other one is probably standing up in front of a microphone or performing on stage. Same objective, though. Tell lies, incentivized by capital gain. So people are fabricating and manufacturing toxic conversations and interactions for the sake of content creation. They creating controversial scenarios so they can have endless conversations and debates so they can monetize it. And I just choose not to be a part of the circus. I'm not taking the bait. I'm not going. Make up a fabrication about you so you can have to explain yourself out of it. And then they can monetize it and create the back and forth and the interaction and the endless and senseless dialogue. Nah, I wouldn't give a fuck what you think. Think what you're going to think. Go about your way. Get away from me. Kick rocks. Go about your way. You know what I'm saying? Feel how you feel. If you're not going to use any critical thinking for yourself and interject some logic into the scenario so it can really make sense and not just grab onto your fabricated narrative for the sake of content, then go on about your way. Believe what you're going to believe. Don't make me none. It ain't going to change nothing. It ain't going to stop my motion. It ain't going to interfere with none. Go ahead and create the narrative and bring the attention to me. I'm already prepared to monetize in more ways than one. I'm not going to wrestle with pigs in mud, man. I'm going to aspire for a higher caliber and higher level conversation and thought. Thanks, but no thanks. All the characteristics that we dislike about the toxic rapper, the self-serving rapper, the arrogant rapper, podcasters have now become that. Listen, at this point, I trust CNN, Fox News even more than I trust the average podcaster, because at least these corporations have boundaries and protocols to abide by. At least they have more of a protocol in place than the average podcast, because they're not regulated by anything. Podcasts are just lie, say anything, half truth. You know what I'm saying? Put up clickbait thumbnails and photos, AI photos, just anything to capture the attention. They don't care if it's truth, toxic, harmful, or what. And that's the same thing that happened to the music business. Podcasters, be careful. You headed down the same road as rap music is headed down. And look where it's at now. It's not in a good space. Podcasting is following close behind it in the diamond lane. Facts. All forms of expression within the black community has been challenged at some point in time. It has been ridiculed for its contexts or toxicities. I don't think podcasting should be any different. There must be a regulation put in order, bro. You can't just run off and put false accusations on people, stir up all these controversies, tap into already wounded relationships and agitate them, pour salt in wounds, and get away scot-free without being held accountable for this disruption that you're causing. You can't do that without accountability. And when every other organization or platform within our community has always been held accountable or called to, you know, take some responsibility for what they've taken part in, podcasting shouldn't be any different. Podcasting should not be an exempt from the same accountability or ridicule. And right now, it's being allowed to run amok and do all these things that are toxic to the black community or the hip hop community. So that's where I'm coming from. One of the signs of a high functioning, self-sufficient community is its ability to police itself. And right now with the urban podcast sector, we're not holding ourselves accountable.